Hey guys, Akil Stokes here at TradingPower.com and welcome to another weekend review. This week's video is going to be a little different than what you're used to. Usually I'm looking at recapping the events that were during the week, either on the trade floor in our syndicate program or in my live room. But because Jason and I had to run a little live event deal throughout the week, we basically just haven't been paying attention to the markets as all of our energy has been focused on the educational side. So instead of recapping something that was, I'm actually going to take you through, well, a trade that's on my radar and also kind of go into more detail more detail about something we talked about in the Turning Point event on day 3. If you remember, day 3, we were taking the whole trader state and the IPDE, identify, predict, decide, execute process, and actually showing you guys how to put that onto a chart and make these predictions using the different steps of determining a trend and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but first I want to thank you guys. I have a lot of new subscribers, about 100 in the last week or so. That really does mean a lot to me. I keep goals on how many people watch my videos, how many people subscribe. I'm a competitor, so anything I can do to, if I can make anything competitive, I will. So I've made a goal to get 5,000 subscribers by December. I'm just shy of 3,000 right now, so it's looking very promising, but it's up to you guys to subscribe, to share this video, to like it, and get my name out there. This is a free video, so that's all I ask in return, so I appreciate the support. Also, for you guys that may have missed the Turning Point event, you only missed probably the biggest live trading webinar in the world. We had about 4,000 people register for it, but you're in luck because we do have the recordings at the end of the video or towards the end somewhere. I'll give you guys the website where you can go and watch that. So without further ado, I'm going to take a look at Aussie dollar today. I'm going to take a look at Euro dollar, and well, let's get to the charts. Okay, so I'm over on TradingView right now because I don't feel like loading up my Ninja charts. It's been a while since I've opened them, so I've got a lot of data to load. So I'm going to use this instead, which is going to get the point across. But let's go to Aussie dollar on a daily. Now, if you remember on day 3 of Turning Point, we were talking about, well, day 2, we talked about determining a trend. Day 3, we talked about Fibonacci and kind of combining all of that together in our IPDE process: identify, predict, decide, execute. And if we just take a brief look at Aussie dollar, here's what has been happening. We've been going swing low to swing high, outside return. This should be familiar to you guys. Swing low to swing high, right up here. Get out of there, little line. How do I get that out of there? Anyway, outside return. And then we come into a little consolidation area, or a distribution area, as you may call it, but where we just channel back and forth. So we go up, down. We're not really creating any new structure highs, no new structure lows. We're just churning. And then eventually we have a drop down. So we break structure to the downside. We break past our outside return. We get a new outside return, or retracement, a pullback, back into previous structure. Remember, look left, structure leaves clues. And then we get a new lower low, lower close down here. So we get a break and close below structure. Now, when I see this, I'm thinking a potential bearish rotation. Overall, if I go out to the weekly, I don't even know what Aussie is going to be in the weekly. But right now, on this time frame, I'm looking at, despite being in an uptrend, we consolidated, we broke below previous structure. I'm looking at a bearish rotation right here. And when I'm predicting, or going through my prediction process of where the market's likely to go next, I'm looking at previous structure. And my big area for previous structure is going to be right down here. This is where my next structure level is at. This is where I would predict price action to go to. Then, if you remember, we went on to demonstrating how we go about doing this. And there's 3 things I use. It's either Fibonacci retracement, Fibonacci extension, or harmonic moves. So if we start off by using our Fibonacci extensions, here's what we're going to have. If I take my last swing high right up here to my last swing low, and if I use the right tool, let's try that again. Fibonacci extension, that's what I wanted. There we go. If I go swing high to swing low and back up, you're going to see we're going to get a 120 Fibonacci, 127.2 Fibonacci extension right down here. If I take my same Fibonacci extension tool and I go from our inside move right here, so our last little retracement, swing high to swing low and back up, you see I'm going to get a 127 Fibonacci extension as well at the exact same level. Now, I know I'm not going to have a harmonic move from this bigger leg. That's pretty obvious. I can see that right now. We're going to end up somewhere down here. But if I take a harmonic move from this last leg, if I can get a hold of it here, I may have to zoom in. Come on. There we go. Let's make this a different color so it stands out a little bit. Make it red. If I take this last leg and I clone this, and I cloned the fib by accident. Again, I'm still a learning process here on TradingView for me. Come on, fib, get out of there. I'm just going to draw another leg in. I'm going to be lazy. All right. If I take that equal move, and we're going to call this a 1-to-1 harmonic move, you guys, you're going to see it ends up being basically an ABCD pattern. You can see that ABCD pattern or that 1-to-1 measure move, where is it going to complete at? Right down here at my Fibonacci extensions as well. So I've got 2 Fibonacci extensions, I've got an equal harmonic move, and I've got structure looking left. And what I'm doing is building a case for entry. I'm not saying, hey, I just have Fibonacci or I just have an ABCD pattern, I just have structure. But I'm going through my CTS system, which is combined technical score. I probably shouldn't have mentioned that because now I'm going to get all types of questions about what that is. But it's basically a scoring system we use to evaluate high probability and lower probability trades. But if I'm going through all of that, I'm just adding it up. You know, what do I have on the table? Now, at the end of the session, I got fancy with it, and despite Jason telling me not to, I only spent a little bit of time on it because I didn't want to confuse you guys and understand the audience for our Turning Point presentation, our Turning Point seminar. We have a lot of entry-level traders, so if we talk about too much at once, it gets them a little confused. And I would guess some of you on YouTube are the same way. Luckily, if you've been subscribed for a while, you know, the more you see this each and every week, the more it probably clicks in and starts to make sense. Pardon my phone there. Man, gosh, someone is blowing me up on an early Saturday morning. Too early for that. Anyway, if we look at advanced patterns, you're going to see that we have a bat pattern here as well. Our last move up here, swing low to swing high, is going to be our X to A. So swing low to swing high, X to A. Our retracement, our outside return, is going to give us a valid B leg for a bat pattern. Then inside this channel, as we push up again, that's going to give us a C leg. And for the bat pattern, our D leg is going to complete right down in the same area as this 127. And we know that for a bat pattern, our D completion is at the 886. So if I take my Fibonacci retracement tool from swing low to swing high, you're going to see that 886 lines up exactly on that 127. So if I'm building a case for entry, not only do I have 2 Fibonacci extensions at the same level, not only do I have a harmonic move at the same level, but I've got an advanced pattern completion as well. So lots of things lining up at the same level, giving me more and more confidence that this is an area where I should look to buy at. And I don't know if we have structure looking left if we go out to a weekly. That's my video. Let's actually do it real quick. I haven't really looked at Aussie really hard time frame. I wonder what else is at that level. Look at that. Nah, we're gonna be just shy of it. It's the fun thing. You guys get to see live. Yeah, we're gonna be a little bit shy. I thought we hit this structure level. Still, this structure level is within our X leg right here, looking left. So if we were to enter this bat pattern, we'd have this major structure level in the past still within our X leg, which means, you know, they'd be above our stops because our stops would be below X down here somewhere. Let's go back to a daily. See, I've got shiny thing syndrome too, guys. I'm all over the place with this analysis. But anyway, let's just say our bat pattern. We have our bat pattern prediction. We know it's at our 886. Our 886 happens to be at our 127. We also know that a 127 is a crucial point for another pattern. That's going to be a cipher pattern completion. So if then thought process, if our bat pattern completes, that's going to give us an X to A, an A to B. That's going to give us a C leg right in this bat pattern area. And we'd be looking for a D completion for our cipher right up here at previous structure as well. So again, we're 3 steps ahead of the market. even 4. We could look for a selling opportunity up here depending on how far we push up and what we get. But we know that if the market pushes down, then we're bat pattern buyers. If that bat pattern completes, we're then looking to ride that up and become cipher pattern sellers in the future. Now, I get this all the time. I do a lot of predictions like this, and if you're in the live room, you see this all the time. This is the first thing we do every morning when we do our top-down analysis, is we predict, and then we see what happens. But there are gonna be a lot of traders out there, and that are saying, oh, well, you just show us all this stuff to make yourself seem fancy. This never happens. You're just drawing it on. How do I know this is gonna happen? How do I know the market just won't go up, or the market just won't shoot straight down past these levels? And the answer is we don't. We never know. That's why it's called a prediction. Trust me, if I knew for sure the market was going to do this, I would take a loan out for as much money as I could, and I would just put everything into the trade if I knew it was going to happen. But I don't. So all it is a prediction. It's an educated guess. The key is not to be upset if this doesn't play out the exact way we thought it would, but to understand that it could happen, and if it does, then we're prepared. And you'd be surprised. It happens more times than you would think. And this is where our euro dollar comes into handy. If I switch over charts to the euro and go down to a 4-hour, we're going to see that we had something like this happen, really within the last month and the last week, actually. While you guys are at turning point, we had something happen. Our initial analysis was right here on euro. We had a cipher pattern completion. We had an X to A. We had an A to B, we had a B to C, we had a C to D, which we shorted early April. We did roll down to hit target 1s, and then the market, lost steam and just bounced up and down and eventually stopped us out for break even on the second half of our position. However, if you look closely, and if you were trading last week, we had another pattern as well. Check this out. We take the same X leg, but we drag it all the way down. We're looking at an X to A, an A to B, a B to C right here, and a CD completion up here. And this was actually a butterfly pattern completion, guys. So we went straight from a cipher. We then got stopped out for break even on the second half of our position. We rolled up for a butterfly pattern completion, and this thing just collapsed straight down. Again, I have no idea what happened. Wasn't paying attention last week, but we collapsed straight down for what would have been a 2-target winner on a butterfly pattern completion. Some of you syndicate members are out there, and I bet you got it. I bet you're sitting here watching this, nodding your head like, yeah, yup, darn right we did a kill. Darn right we did. While you're throwing your money in the air, making it rain in your home office. But we're not done yet. We've got one more thing happening. Check this out. We've come off our cipher. We've had our butterfly. Our butterfly is rolling down, and we're looking at an X to A to B, B to C, a CD completion down here somewhere, and we're going to have another potential cipher pattern completion. Again, my marks are going to be a little off. I did a video for the trade floor and syndicate members yesterday that talked about where exactly this lines up at, and stops and targets, all that fun stuff. I'm not going to do it here because I just, I'm still not comfortable with using this platform. I don't want to do any more than I need to. But if you're on the trade floor, if you're in the syndicate, check that out. That should have been in your email yesterday. But another potential advanced pattern completion. So we talked about Aussie, where some people are saying to themselves, "Oh, this is never going to happen. That bat's never going to complete and then roll over into a cipher." Nah. Well, look what happened on euro. Cipher pattern, butterfly pattern rolling right into another cipher. When the market's in consolidation, guys, you get moves like this. This is where you get advanced patterns. We're going to expand from this eventually. We're going to break out of this channel on euro one way or the other. But until then, we can milk the market all day for these advanced patterns. So it does happen. And I hope you guys are seeing this and being able to, really believe that it does. And this is why you make predictions. So when it does happen, so when the market does get down here, you're not in panic mode. You're not sitting around, making an emotional decision or confused about what you're going to do. Professional traders, you're seeing this, again, days in advance. You're saying, "Hey, John, what are you going to do when the market gets down there?" "Oh, that's a cipher. I'll get some limit order. I got my limit order set already. Stop orders are set. Let's just see if the market hits it or not. Maybe I'll wake up Sunday and I'll be filled. Instead of in a panic mode where you're buying it too early or you're selling it too late. Something like that. So very, very important we make those predictions. And another example, just want to follow up on that IPDE process that we talked about during the turning point. Now, speaking of that, I said I would give you the site. If you guys missed it, if for some reason you didn't show up and you didn't watch, and I'm very sad that you didn't, the recap videos, they are not on YouTube, but they're going to be on, go to www.turning-point-recap. There we go. It's going to take you to where the recordings are. You see we have everything up here. We have day 4, day 3, day 2, day 1, the trader mind map that we talked about in day 1, creating that state. And then, of course, a whole bunch of Facebook comments saying how great we are. We really do appreciate all these comments, guys. I haven't been on here to read it yet, but I'll do that later today. But that's it for this week, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope you guys enjoyed the turning point. And if you haven't watched it yet, I hope you guys do enjoy it. It's I love doing that event. We only do it once a year, and honestly, we never know when we're gonna do it. I usually get a call from Jason that says, "Hey, you want to do a live event?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" But it really does take a lot out of us, and you can see, it takes a lot out of our trading as well. So, which is why we don't do it too often, and who knows when we'll do it again. But it is fun to interact with you guys. It was amazing being in the Trade Empowered studio for the first time since it was redone. I was in there in the beginning stages, but it's like a real production, which is pretty cool to do. And of course, interacting with you guys, all the great questions, all the great comments is always appreciated. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Saturday. I've got a real estate meeting to go to, which I feel like skipping. So maybe editing this video will be my excuse. But enjoy your weekend, guys. I hope you found this recording or this video worth it. If so, again, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, get the word out, share it. I don't make money off this. There's no ads that I know of on here unless YouTube's sneaking some on. So I don't do this for personal profit, this free video. I do it because it's fun, and I know the situation I was in before I had enough money to afford a training course and really get my head on straight. The best thing I can do is go around the internet looking for valuable information. I found a lot of information that wasn't valuable. There's a lot of horrible stuff out there. There's a lot of very good stuff out there too. And if you can align yourself with the very good stuff, it's going to make that learning curve that much easier to become a successful trader. So don't hog this information for yourself. Share it with a friend. Get the word out there. That really helps me. I'm trying to reach 5,000 viewers, and I'm not begging you, but I'm asking you to help me out with that. And until next time, as always, plan your trade, trade your plan. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys Monday. Welcome new syndicate members. Welcome new 12-week transformation members. Can't wait to start this 90-day process with you. You get to see me for 90 days. That's great. Take care, guys. Enjoy yourself. Happy Mother's Day, too. Happy Mother's Day.